Good afternoon. Welcome into Action 2 News Fastcast in the afternoon. We interrupt the local news live, kind of bring you into the Action 2 newsroom and give you a little bit of an update of what we're working on for our night shows as everybody's kind of getting ready for their holidays. They're traveling. Some might still be out deer hunting, so we'll get some of those numbers for you as well. So we'll start over and talk about the big story today.
Arguably, and 1848, and of course,
So all eyes are on the Wisconsin Supreme Court today as justices hear oral arguments in a case involving the state's election maps, which Democrats have long called among the most gerrymandered in the U.S. The outcome could end more than a decade of dominance Republicans have enjoyed in the state legislature. Jason Zimmerman spent his morning watching the oral arguments unfold on WBAY. There was also a rally here in Green Bay today. Jason will break it down for us tonight at 4, 5, and 6. The court is expected to issue a ruling sometime next year, likely ahead of the March 15th deadline set by the Wisconsin Elections Commission if any new districts are to be in play ahead of November. And of course, heading over to the deer hunt, here we're looking at Maplewood Meats, but some hunters stopped there earlier this week. Getting ready for the gun deer season. DNR releasing numbers from opening weekend today. Preliminary figures indicate the number of deer hunters in Wisconsin slightly decreased compared to 2022. As of midnight Sunday, November 19th, sales for gun, bow, crossbow, sports, and conservation patron licenses reached 774,000 in that number. The year-to-date sales for all deer licenses are down 0.61% from the same time last year. In total, the DNR says hunters registered 92,050 deer statewide during the opening weekend of the 2023 gun deer hunt, compared to 103,000 registered for the same period in 2022. So that's down. A total of 51,870 bucks were registered on opening weekend compared to 56,638 in 2022. The DNR again says this is a 13% decrease over 2022. And, we'll break down these numbers a little bit more on our newscast this evening, but a reminder, all harvested deer must be registered electronically by 5 p.m. the day after the deer is recovered. You can do that in 3 ways: online, by phone, or in person at a registration station. All right, and then another story we're following here today is the emerald ash borer. You may not have heard about it recently, but I know that we've done stories about it. Some communities have even cut down all of their ash trees just because this invasive species is kind of taking over. And it did hit O'Connell Falls, a Christmas tradition there. The O'Connell Falls Lioness Club said it had to remove many of its trees and had to downsize its avenue of lights this year because of that invasive species. It's having a major impact on this longtime tradition. The annual celebration featuring Christmas caroling and Santa's visit will continue starting at 6 p.m. November 25th at the Eastside Beach Shelter. Emily Riley headed up there today. She's looking into it for us, and she'll have an update tonight as well. All right, so let's jump over to a check of our weather. Here we'll show the Appleton Sky Cam. Oh, it's not popping up there really nicely for us, but we know that the Christmas parade, the downtown Christmas parade, they're getting all prepped there for it and ready to go. So let's figure out what the weather is going to be like as well. So let's bring over David Ernst is there. David, can you hear me?
I can pop up the Appleton Sky Camera on my weather computer, so I heard you were having some trouble, so I went ahead and popped it up, the clean feed here, although even ours looks like it might be suffering from a little bit of an internet lag, such as the case with technology, especially in the middle of the afternoon when everybody is here also trying to do things on the internet. But as you could see on the sky camera shot, whether it was frozen or moving, decent weather in the downtown area, Appleton, and elsewhere in northeastern Wisconsin right now. And we are going to stay quiet through this evening. Here's your forecast for the Christmas parade tonight there in Appleton. Temperatures will be a little on the chilly side, yes, middle, upper 30s to be expected, but this is the Christmas parade. We're almost to Thanksgiving, so that is not out of the ordinary to have temperatures in the 30s. In fact, our average high this time of year is right on the dot, 40 degrees. Looking out at conditions, we are going to see clearing skies for a time late this afternoon and this evening. And then we're going to get into another batch of cloud cover for the nighttime hours, but not expecting any sprinkles or flakes coming out of those clouds. Skies likely clear heading into Wednesday morning. It's a mostly sunny start to Wednesday, but we will see some additional cloud cover start to build back into the area for the afternoon. But all in all, if you're going to be doing any traveling, Thanksgiving travel for Wednesday, I don't think you'll have any problems locally, at least if you're driving, and that will be the case anywhere in the upper Midwest. Could be a different story, though, if you do have a flight out late tonight heading over towards New York, Philadelphia, D.C. Those are the areas that later this evening are going to be under the gun with some heavier rainfall, maybe even a little bit of snow mixing in towards the New York area. By the overnight time frame and through tomorrow morning, it would be Boston and the New England states that start to get in on that action, as well as still some lingering showers and a few storms right along the Atlantic coast down towards the Jacksonville area. But you'll notice much of the upper Midwest all quiet, and by the afternoon hours there on Wednesday, it's just Maine and New Hampshire, Vermont still dealing with some rain and snow, and the Carolinas a few rain showers, but all in all fairly quiet weather across the country as we head towards Thanksgiving. Now into Black Friday. A storm system will develop across the Rocky Mountains, and we'll be watching that one closely. Saturday looks quiet in the local area, but by Sunday, we could see that system clip us with a little bit of light snowfall. A little bit early at this point to get into some specifics. The guidance that shows it generally keeps totals in the local area under an inch or two, so it does not look like it would be a major system, but with the additional holiday travel and traffic that would be expected, still is worth watching. So that'll be our next system that we're kind of keeping a close eye on, is going to be that Sunday system. Looks like it would be more significant to the south of our area, but still could bring some at least light snowfall, at least the way things look right now across northeastern Wisconsin.
All right, thanks, David, so much. And speaking of traffic, I'm going to pull up those peak traffic times for people to travel here as they get ready for Thanksgiving. Here are those peak travel times where it's going to be the busiest between 2 to 6 p.m. tomorrow night and between 11 and 3 p.m. on Thursday. And then, of course, on noon to 4 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it'll be 3 to 5 p.m. Those are the peak travel times as well. So be safe, be careful, give yourself enough time to get to your destination as well. So now looking a little bit at our menu of the day of what we are working on here tonight. So at 4 p.m., the Packers had their annual Thanksgiving dinner. Preparations are underway. Similar to recent years, Thanksgiving meals will be delivered to those in need in our community. The Packers and volunteers will spend today prepping the food for delivery at the Johnsonville Tailgate Village. Meyer has provided some food bags and a refrigerated trailer to safely deliver the meals. Drivers are expected to leave at 9 Thursday morning to deliver the Thanksgiving meals to our community. Next at 4:30, as we kind of mentioned, the DNR released those hunting numbers. We kind of talked a little bit about the harvest numbers are down, so too are the licenses. But Chris Roth talks to the DNR about the reasoning behind it, and he kind of revealed that it might be an aging hunter population too, which is why those licenses are down as well. So he'll dig a little bit more into that at 4:30 as well. And you've got your 3 brilliant minutes with Brad too. At 5 p.m. this week, as Antibiotic Awareness Week, kind of tagging off to the story that I did last week with NWTC. They're being nationally recognized for their work in discovering new antibiotics. We know that antibiotic resistance is growing throughout the world. Health experts are calling it the next big threat. According to the CDC, 35,000 people die of antibiotic infections every year in the U.S. because of resistance. So, doctors talk a little bit about misuse, overuse of antibiotics, and we all have to, it's all of our responsibilities, right? So doctors, they have to do their part in prescribing, making sure that people truly need what they're prescribing, the duration, but then they're also calling on people like you and me to really talk about how, what we can do. So if we're prescribed an antibiotic, ask the doctor, is this truly what I need? Is there anything else I can try first? How long do I need this to last? And then follow those instructions. If they say take it for 7 days, you should take it for 7 days, because if you're probably going to start feeling good around the 3rd or 4th day, but continue to take them, because if you don't, it gives that bacteria billions of reasons to mutate and change and stuff, so that if you get that same infection in the future, the antibiotics that you did use that fought it the first time may not work the second time. So there's some good reminders there today for our Antibiotic Awareness Week. And we think about, I know Aisha Morales this morning on our First Alert Safety Desk talked about a salmonella outbreak. Salmonella is a bacterial infection, and if it gets bad enough, if it gets into your bloodstream, you will need antibiotics. So it really truly is impactful. And of course, strep throat, pneumonia, all of those things. Okay, and then tonight at 6, the Christmas Parade in Appleton. It's the 52nd annual Downtown Appleton Christmas Parade. It's the largest nighttime parade in the Midwest. The theme this year is the music and magic of Christmas. The parade begins at 7. The route east on College Avenue from State Street to Drew Street. It annually draws 80,000 people to downtown Appleton. Holly Brantley will have live reports in our evening shows from there as well. So that wraps us up here today. Pull this off here so you can see me. That wraps up our Fastcast tonight. We hope that you are preparing well and have a safe holiday traveling. If you're traveling out today or tomorrow, we'll be here and kind of keeping you updated at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And then, of course, the morning show as well. But we'll return you now